Good morning all. Welcome back to the Turn It Around the Corner podcast. So, Happy New Year, belated Happy New Year. It's been a month since my last episode, so episode 18, part 2 with Mickey White, 34 countries and counting, which obviously went down very, very well. What an interesting journey and character Mickey's unbelievable experience, globally in the game of football. So, yeah, hope you all had a great Christmas, a good New Year. Spent it with family and friends. If you've got family and children, hope those on a good list and all that jazz. And yeah, welcome back. So yeah, last 4 weeks, been planning new guests and really just enjoying the holiday period with family and friends. And yeah, so episode 19 is going to be with an absolute character of life, not just football. So big Darren Blewitt, and yeah, what a story! It's going to be a two-part. Drove up this week, hour and a half to where he lives by Harwich, I think Dover Court. And yeah, just a real interesting story from coming through the youth at West Ham to getting a pro deal to being on the verge of, I would say, his first team debut and having some difficulties, couple of loans, and then at the end of his pro deal, coming out of full time football and dropping into non-league. And as I say, it's going to be a two-part. There's going to be a serious side to this podcast as well. I'd say part one is more around his football journey and talking us, as I say, through those experiences of full time and part time football. And part two is more going to be around, sometimes the perils of sport and disappointment and rejection and just life really, and how you deal with it. And I think Blewett is one of those characters that's not only lived through that he'll talk about it, and he'll talk about the good times and he'll talk about the bad times. And the best thing is, he's not talking about it to sensationalize it. He's talking about it because it was real, and he doesn't want other people to make the same mistakes, or young footballers to go down that path. And I think the best thing of this story is, he's had a good number of years where he had some troubles. He found himself in rehab, and he's rebuilt his life, and he come out of rehab. And I've got so much respect for him because he went into his local community, he gave back, he volunteered, football sessions, he joined the sort of the part-time firefighting station where he lived. And from that, he's grown a football following and a football soccer school by himself and his hard work. So now he's got hundreds of kids that he has one-to-one sessions with, group sessions. He takes teams, he puts camps on, birthday parties. And I think and we talk about it in part one and part two, but someone that's not only had good times in football but bad times as well, someone that's come through the system, but also someone that can talk about the perils of of life, of football, of rejection, to talk about how our football was, and the booze culture, and how wins or losses were celebrated, or bad news and good news normally involved a beer and going out. And sometimes that leads to excesses, and sometimes that leads to one day drinking leading to, as Blewitt talks about, sometimes that was a whole weekend. But listen, it's a great listen. It's an interesting listen. I think anyone at any level, any walk of life, can take something from it, good or bad. And yeah, as I say, I wanna give a big thank you to him. Some people that have gone through his situation are not open and sort of transparent about what went on. And I think, as I say, he's really helping boys now, both on and off the pitch, make their way in their football journeys. And I think that's to be commended. And as I said to him, we all have periods in our life where are not great, and in football the same. You have good games, you have bad games, but always it's how do you rebound from that? And, you call it bounce back ability. That was a very much a buzzword for a few years, but it's all about, as I say, how you react, how you move forward, and how you just keep moving forward and trying to better yourself in your life. And I think Blewitt is really someone that people could look at. Maybe himself thought that he was at rock bottom in rehab. No friends and family around him, no phone. Maybe no future when he come out. And I think his rise over the last couple of years to not only stay sober, but also build a new life in a new area for him and his family. So yeah, I hope you all enjoy the episode. I'm going to put some links on there, both episodes around, how you can get in contact with Blewitt. If you're in that area of the world, how you can book him for a session, how you can book him for any one-to-ones, and then obviously I want to put some links on there where if you are struggling and you're playing football, or even any walk of life, it doesn't have to be football or a sportsman or a lady, how you can take steps to get some help. So yeah, really interesting. As I say, two parts, one this Friday, one next Friday, and yeah, hope you enjoy it. I'd love to hear any feedback, and if in doubt, as always, turn it around the corner. Have a great weekend.